serenity and modesty, he said, mention the name of Shakuntala and everything is said. I would say the same thing about you. Mention the name of Prahalad and everything is said about it. Management, managerial practices, the way in which you see the science, technology and others are getting into management and getting absorbed. Prahalad has done an outstanding work which has been recognized all over. When India is last to recognize, that should not depress everybody. We are the people who recognize it as it is. But I assure you that today there is nobody here in the realm, as I said, of management and others who does not recognize it. I know some of you know it, but I know it from my personal experience that Prahalad played an extremely important role in raising the stature, the name, performance of India in the eyes of the Americans. That was the time, 1990 or 89, when the reforms in India had not come and we were still a very closed economy. It was very difficult to convince the American businesses and others that India could be trusted, India should be looked upon as the rising power of Asia and should try to collaborate with the Indian businesses. This man did it in America and did it marvelously well. He raised the stature, as I said, of the Indian businessmen and managerial classes from absolute oblivion, from the area of darkness to light. And not only I, all of us who were there in America at that time were struck by the fact that how could one man really bring about such a change in the thinking and in the perceptions of a class of businessmen and others. That he did. As Rajan has said, that Prahalad is a thinker, is a writer, is a speaker, is a counselor in the area of science, in the area of management. His books are read by hundreds of people who are interested in the area of business and management. His speeches are attended by jam-packed audience in the schools, in the colleges, in the chambers, in the academies, and others. His thoughts are debated, questioned, and also modified sometimes to meet the rising situation of a new world order. Prahalad is sought after by the best of the businesses all over the world, not confined into America, and they seek his advice. He is most sought after counselor in the area, as I said, of management. He is the man who also gave the idea that a great business could be good business also. He is the one who said that the good business is one where you make profit for your organization. And a great business is one where not only you make profit for the organization, but you do something for the society in which you operate. He is the man who gave that idea that the wealth is at the base of the pyramid. And that became as famous as the other one relating to the earth is flat by Friedman. I think these are the two symbolic words and phrases which are used everywhere. That the world is flat and the wealth is at the base of the pyramid. He drew the attention of the corporate sector to this factor, that it's not at the top, at the summit only that you can reap the harvest or you can reap the best profits, but it is by expanding and extending the base of the pyramid that you could rise high. In the beautiful words, the bouquet of flowers like that, he combined in that particular book and presented to everyone. I can never forget, and I think Mrs. Prahalad and Mr. Prahalad remember, that when I was in America, they threw a fabulous party for me. Well, there can be a good party, a good dinner, nice drinks and everything for an individual and his half a dozen friends. But here we were marveled at the fact that in that magnificent house, the generosity of this particular man was tremendous. But much more than that was the list of invitees who had come. You will not believe me if I were to tell you today that at that particular point of time, there was not a single, what you call, outstanding CEO or president or the other from east to west and north to south of America who did not flew in to be there with us. Never before and never after that did I go to any assembly where I could meet so many of these people at one place. That was the charm, that was the attraction, that was the admiration for which the hard-headed, or what you call businessmen of America had for this man. And we are indeed extremely lucky to have him with us today. And I'm sure this is not the occasion when we have to speak for long, but we have to listen to Prahalad. We are all waiting for it, and therefore I stop here. Though I would still love to go on speaking because the audience is so good and quiet and nice that one rarely gets such an opportunity to tell about it. But then, I suppress my instincts and request Prahalad to speak. Thank you.
I think before we invite Professor Prahalad to make his presentation, we have the very pleasant duty to proceed with the award ceremony for the third Distinguished Global Thinker Award. I should add that Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia was to have been here, and in fact until about 2 hours ago he was sharing with us some of his wishes in terms of the time that he wanted to, in order to be able to respond to Professor Prahalad's talk, to which obviously he was looking forward. But it seems that he's somewhat unwell and he's had to cancel all his engagements for this afternoon. So we are missing him. But we are now proceeding with the function, and I would request Tisha to kindly read extracts from the citation accompanying this award. Tisha.
IILM is honored to confer the third Distinguished Global Thinker Award for 2008 on Professor C.K. Prahalad. Professor C.K. Prahalad is a distinguished world leader in strategy and business management, business thinker and researcher, author, educator, and a visionary in search of innovative ideas which can transform the world. He is the Paul and Ruth McCracken Distinguished University Professor at the Ross School of Business, University of Michigan. Professor Prahalad is a graduate from the University of Madras and a postgraduate in management from IIM Ahmedabad. He is a doctorate in business administration from Harvard Business School. He has been a fellow at the Strategic Management Society, Academy of International Business, and International Academy of Management. Professor Prahalad serves on the board of directors of NCR Corporation, Hindustan Unilever Limited, and World Resources Institute. He is a recipient of several distinguished international awards and honorary doctorates, as well as the author of widely acclaimed books on management and strategy. His book, The Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid, Eradicating Poverty Through Profit, recognizes the aggregate buying power of the world's 5 billion poor people that constitutes a huge opportunity to reconfigure business processes in order to unlock a vast and fast-growing market.